This is my Dysfunctional CIA Family, Part 13. So it's a week before Christmas, or about 8 days. They're doing weird stuff at court. My lawyer filed a motion. She had, to have me, figure out if I'm competent. And then the judge approved it, or it's hard to tell. You guys can look up on the thing. I can't really tell. I didn't go today. It was today. And they're not doing it right. We got all kinds of things. And, I think it's their last day, too. I was supposed to get a new public defender. So I withdrew the motion to get rid of my lawyer, her, because she's leaving anyway, and I want to get the new one. But they went on ahead without me. And she gave me like a week notice that this is coming up. Like all of a sudden I got a letter from the lawyer saying the court had scheduled it, and it's like, I had this stuff going on. It's an emergency. I don't want to get into it, but I'm not fucking around because I almost went anyway. You know, I'm kind of a mess. I'm not prepared. But yeah. So that's that. We'll see. It's been going on forever. Okay, so I've been looking. Okay, I went out to the Home Depot. That was a weird guy. There's a weird guy. I already did a weird thing. There's some weird stuff. And some other weird stuff. I don't really want to get into it because it's all entangled with stuff. But I kind of look at it like all of Cape Coral. It's huge. It's like Basra. Not like Baghdad. It's built like Baghdad, but it's not. Baghdad's way bigger. But this is like a mini Baghdad of Florida. This is the place. They got drone operators and everything out there. And so what it is these guys are just hangers-on, military contractor, blackmail guys, real estate guys. And it's just as if you have a contractor. They can't, they're always messing around with everything. It's not the thing. And they're ranting about stuff at the Cape Coral meeting. About what was it? About the locks. Can't get through the locks on the river. Can't get both through locks on the river, and just angry. And I'm thinking the locks, in the pipes. You know, you probably have kind of real flexible pipes and those underneath, so they keep water pressure. And that's what really holds it up. So you could be right under the mud. That'd be going on since forever. And who knows what in the future. I'd make it seem like that. So, I was going to do everything. I was going to do William Colby, CIA director from 73 to 75, or 71 to 73. Was he 73? Like Nixon, yeah. He did Phoenix program. So the Phoenix program. Well, shit, as soon as I say Colby and Homestead, right? Colby was doing Homestead. It's oh. And it's whatever, I know what I'm talking about. If you know that, I call it the Phoenix program. What it really is, an extension. It's not about just external. And yeah, it's that's why I realized one time they broke cover. Well, I call it Colby personally. He must have done. I think it was him. And he took a personal interest. Even though it was 1986, he probably still taking a keeping. But so I was there like 4 months. So the one time they really broke cover and made it weird is showing me I really should be a writer and a reporter. They used to always tell me, you know, you're going to tell people about this someday. You know, you're going to be a writer. And like I'm in the fucking intense ghetto. Like, yeah, I guess I'll tell you. So one time I was, I guess I say the names. I'm not just going to say everyone's name though. I don't know if I said it. Probably on this. But I went out walking. This guy took me out walking. Going a little weird. He was being weird. And now I know it's orchestrated. I had no idea back then it could be. And they were like in the middle of this place. And a few blocks over we'd never go. And then there's a great big room in the middle of the damn ghetto. The worst. And the guy's had a typewriter. A black guy. He looked like kind of like Sidney Poitier or something like that. Or like maybe W.B. Du Bois, like right in the middle of the room, all by himself, with a table and a chair, just typing, like, and looking over and upset, and like where, you know, my dude that's taking me is like too rowdy or something like that. That guy was a Vietnam vet, so he had been. They dropped him in, and he'd like. Him and his guys, that was like the real stuff. Maybe like, I think it was late Vietnam too. It was. But that guy, so like that was, now, like, cause it was out of place, didn't make sense, it was weird. Someone had constructed it, and they never fucking, that's what it fucking is, man. It's that shit, I wasn't just getting ghetto. Like, oh, look at people, this, think that, what does that mean? That wasn't just flat out fucking American ghetto. That was the real shit. I know now. Damn. And so, yeah, like, and they'd be like, yeah, you're going to talk about this someday. You can talk about it someday. You know, kind of like I'll be a writer. So I'm doing, I'm a CIA fucking journalist, and Colby told me to do it. And that's it. And as soon as, like, you want to be like, what? Well, if it's, you know, Colby and Homestead, that's what that is. You'll fucking see the Phoenix program. So there. Take that. So, and I think I'm putting the thumbnail of him over in Europe. And that's so cool. I did the thing the thing, right, about Knut Hamsun. It's got to be right, because that guy was in America. And Colby was over there in Norway. It makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, so... Shit, man. Yeah, we got all this shit going on. I was gonna say, like... God, in Boston, I think back, and I look back with the old videos and pictures and try to figure it out. Like Linsky, like you can see him in that video I put. He's like, his clowning and stuff, that's all the way. And he has naughty face. Everyone else has naughty face, and you guys can see. And everyone's like made to be naughty, but that's like the whole thing. And it's a fake out. And they have the wretched Secret Service corruption, like, or the weird, you know, fucking vice all around, and now you know, it's all like that, and you can't fucking really tell. And so that was in 2004, the Boston Convention, Democrat Convention in Boston. So Obama was in there giving his big talk. So Hillary's really like fucking, can you fucking believe? Hillary's never going to be president. She knows that. She was like running the damn thing back in when her husband was president, of course. She's been CIA girl the whole time. Damn, man, they gets in the State Department for a while. And that's one of the things that gave it away. God, not just the shirt, but like, it's always stuck out. Like, I guess it was my second night there. Maybe it was my first damn night. And I walked we walked kind of this back way around. We were in like Foggy Bottom, up kind of, go around, and we went around the State Department. in that back way that goes to the Lincoln Memorial, something like that. So I walked near there, and there was this really cool black guy from in there, acting like he's maintenance or something, and he just felt sorry for me, like he knew. And it's not just like you tell, like my wife's nagging, whatever the fuck, in the doghouse, whatever. It's like, no, it's like more. It's like in general, like total pity and kind of interest, and that's it, man. Fucking realize, man. That's Hillary's State Department. Like, I guess she was running for election, but she had left the State Department 3 years earlier. But still, God, man, it's like Trump's gonna win. Whole fucking thing, like damn, man. And so all of it, and that Tulsi stuff. God, that was a deep sleeper. So, see, I used to study the Hare Krishna movement, and like I was in the Hare Krishna movement, or am, whatever that. And I was the expert, at least as far as like anything on the internet, like keeping track of like the corruption, child abuse issues and stuff, and what people say, and whatever, and any accounting. And now I realize there's like all this fake out stuff, all kinds of stuff, and so that, and I had the forum and stuff. Damn, man. And yeah, God, man, it was like everyone knows now, but like that stuff, that Hawaii stuff, I was gonna say Florida, that Hawaii stuff, that split off when Prabhupada was still here. Prabhupada passed away in 1977, right? And so that Hawaii stuff, they split, like they act like they're splitting, like in maybe 73, 74. And they have the legend, like the guy, the guru, Tulsi's guru, that guy, he stole the boat, like, it's supposed to belong to everyone, but he's got the big yacht boat, and they just hang around Hawaii, and they just cut everyone else off because they're doing real estate and being weird and whatever. And now you know. Like, man, and then my friend from the beach, you see him at the temple, and he's like well, I guess you hear it because I cut it out because of the kids and stuff, but it's like, Tulsi, yeah, we got you, we're gonna donate everything. He's always doing that, but he's like, oh my God, he's from Maui, but he stays in Boston. He's originally from like Revere, something like that, but he's always at Revere Beach, and now you know why. He goes to India sometimes too, at least he says he does. So that was all that. Damn, man, that's why they all came up on the beach. I did that weird video, you see some of it, how we're going to have ISKCON swim. I'm being weird alone, and then it's all weird out. Everything's fucking MI6 motherfuckers up all around, man, just fucking on everything. So, and everything's like me reacting. That's why it's so damn weird. And so I'm lifting weights and going to the beach. I'm saying, hey, we're going to be at the beach. And everyone's at the beach, just fucking swarming. Because that was like 2009, somewhere 2009 or 2010. And I felt guilty because I blew everyone off. I didn't hang around. Now I know. And you can tell who's who and who's what and what's what. Kind of. God, they would just run stuff, man. And then, because stuff was happening in Boston, however that fucking works. It was me, Occupy, the marathon thing, so I don't know. I don't think Linsky would have done that. Or he just runs, it probably just like fucking, you can't stop it, and they stick it on him. Yeah, it wasn't Linsky, I know, because I bet he's like, see, that's getting really, it was in my 6. Because, look how it ran, And it facilitated, at least the part you hear, the UMass, University of Massachusetts. Not the one in Boston or the one in Amherst, this other weird place, like a community college. They said they're up there doing all the shit up there, right? The Sarnoff brothers. And like, how the hell do you get that? And it's like, why? Why that? And oh, that's because of, it's coming from some other thing. It's UMass that I think. Yeah. Because they had kind of compartments, I think. I'm just kind of guessing, like, all the political stuff or street stuff, if you're leftist, that would be all like in Linsky, all the police they spy, or they get someone to spy, it all connects around. And then the other thing that's in MI6, the real MI6, it's like a third rail, they won't do any politics. And it's like, that's like Joe and everyone, I think he runs it. Like that's the whole regular thing. And I think that even would be, UMass could have a lot of that, and then it's like ends up being the whole mixing it or throwing that in. And then, because that was, then you have Occupy Boston. That happened in, what was it, 2011, 11-ish, or something like that. And that heavily comes from that UMass and that same folks and stuff. Coming out of there. Yeah, and then they get tagged some Alinsky stuff with it, so yes, they can bump him out, because, like, he's probably better. Like, he's just a consultant. So I think he did get burned. I think. The thing is, I'm thinking I should be able to tell. Because I've been around and I fucking had pictures. Not going way back. I didn't really do that back in 2001. But I went up into the airport the day before. Unless I'm fucking not remembering it right. But I'm quite sure I'm the guy with a beard with a kid. I got my payos. Maybe they're tucked behind my ear. I got the weird hat. We go right up the departing flights from Los Angeles. Because my brother a few months ago had gone that way, so we're used to it. It's a place of familiarity. So I happened to be there the afternoon before. So I get perceptions. And then the way they were real nice to me. They knew who I was, or they got to go ahead. And they're nice. And it was like they don't have any checks or anything. Like, they had said they're going to do checks after 9/11. Wait. No, before this other thing. Yeah, that. And then they had slacked. So you could still get in. It wasn't... but they were nice. And so there's something weird. They're telling him, implicating. And that goes to the fucking Fenway. Where I was. So I ought to get a perception, right? Everyone had left. See, that's the thing. You think, oh, it's the guys, but like everyone had left. And then it happens, you know what I mean? Everyone's like fucking the old guy in the bathrobe, like mumbling and drooling. One dude, right? That was like, I would believed it, man, till he went to Ukraine. Well, he actually was. He did fuck himself up. Yeah, like, so he could be like, and that was the, damn, man, I guess everyone knows how to thing. But that's that. I ought to be doing everything. I tell you, the Gardner Museum, because I used to be out my front door, my back door is back and out to the flower shop and all that. And all the bar and the whatever, the doodads, the parking lot. And then, God, didn't I used to park sometimes? That's why I would get away with parking. God damn, man. And I know exactly. I used to walk like from my front door on, I guess, Park Drive down, right toward the garden, or down to, because my wife worked at Harvard Medical School for years and years. So I just walked straight down there. And that Gardner Museum is to the left. Yeah, right, man. And then over a ways is you got the Museum of Fine Arts and all that, and that's for One of the dudes, he used to work as a guard there. A watchman. So it's quiet. I guess you can't tell it's that quiet. It's everything. God, that's why it's like, damn, man. God, I think I know. Not that. Okay, so that's that. So, yeah, so those guys, that's like, yeah, everyone was gone, so then that shit, so, it's not anything. They just come up and crap on everything. For a while in the early 90s, they were trying to put everything in there, like, well, people moved in the MI6. Count them. Now I know. They even admitted on the, God, one of the temple, like, videos. Well, if you know how to read it and stuff, they said that's, man, they were fucking with us. And then this is this, and it's good. We out of the closet, and came in from the cold, we make a smile. Shit, man, that's why man, I could do whatever. I would be like, God, that's why they treated me so good. Like, I was like a fucking saint as far as like, oh my God, and not just saint, like I was Maxwell Smart. I was Mr. Professional. If you're gonna have like, it's called like fucking Hare Krishna, you see how you play your role, like not fucking that up. God, I was a mess up and down, off and on, but that part was good. Shit. Damn, man. That's why everything's so weird, man. I think, man, someone, God. That is so funny. That is so funny, man. Why. God. That's weird. I'm just thinking stuff I don't want to talk about. I used to have like radar, I could tell. Like the city, I could just feel it. But I think it's like that. Like it's like, you get plugged in. It's not like necessarily magical. I used to have magical thinking because then it would make sense and things go on, but now I know the spirit in the sky, the big cuckoo bird. So yeah, like damn, man. Right? Isn't that what Colby did? He's like the Kennedy thing. They didn't just let that go. Like they can't. Like, and then they had the other, like, Bobby Kennedy, and it's like you can't run it right and campaign openly, or you'd have to have a whole committee, but they don't, they can't just, the people are replaced, well actually it'd be difficult. It's all this other shit, and everyone else gets shaken down, so it's probably just this shit. See, the funny thing though, is you have like what happened with President Kennedy. So that's a military coup. All the way, like you wouldn't know to look at it, like the Eisenhower thing, right? So it's all about military secrecy with all the news all the way with it because of World War II. And that, all the stuff I said about the D-Day thing and all, they're kind of like play the game, which is strange bedfellows. And it's two extremes. You got news all the way bad with all kinds of stuff, but laying low, right? At least a lot of them, enough of them are, right? And then you got the military, and you think they couldn't do anything but then you have President Eisenhower gets to be all in charge of everything. So you get to have that, because it goes back to MacArthur and all that. MacArthur, I think MI6 got it way back, and they say like his mom would have line of sight to his dorm room. And like they say, at least on this one documentary, and he'd get like super straight A's and stuff, and she had line of sight. Like she rented a place like right across from West Point, and like little West Point juniors could come and like stay at her house, rent a room to be with her girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. So that's what his mom was doing. So it's like, McCarthy at the end, Senator McCarthy. It's like MacArthur in pantyhose. And after, MacArthur in the kimono. And it's not just the kimono, it's a pantyhose, the whole thing. You get the flip side with hard. Because MacArthur's fucking cool. He has a fashion, man. His hat, his uniform, he has the best stuff. And is that speech, that going away speech is the best. I love that thing. But, Senator McCarthy was trying to go after him. Crack up the officers, and he thinks it's communism, but that's just all this front stuff, and it's all the MI6. And see, when they got, when World War II started, America was getting in, they had the Sedition Act, and they put all the Trotskyists in prison. They know what they're doing. The Stalinists are okay, right? That's 41 or something. And they put them in Our Lady of Bath. And then those guys, they're in prison or fellow travelers, and by the end of the war, they're in the OSS, and then they're in the CIA after. So it goes to shit. It's all the shit with all the British. And because Trotsky, it is true what they say about Trotsky. All the shit, or how it runs. It's bad. And it's all the British stuff. The British will work everything. And so that's what you have with Kennedy. You have people weren't ready for it. You have all the military stuff, all the apparatus that Eisenhower would have controlled. Just he had 8 years of it, 52 to 60. And so the system kind of reacts, especially after Bobby Kennedy. It's like shit. And then it probably is like the army and shit. I'm thinking they get Vietnam going and get it really bad. In the Phoenix program. And it's about creating things and stuff and things back here. Not just bad, but getting this control thing and a thing, and then being really in touch with people. I'm not just gonna run my mouth. But fucking damn. Yeah, because they shit. A couple here and there. That is too. Yeah, so it's so there's this whole fucking deep state is what I'm thinking. It's kind of like wishful thinking, but I was too well with it. And that's a good way. When you're in this, it's like you get in fear. So you get the paranoid thinking anyway. That's normal. If that's there's this whole thing and you get wishful, but that's probably theoretical thinking. I think theoretical thinking is like that, making conjectures, because you make it and you wish it is true. I got it, and and you have a breakthrough. It's like you're wishing it's true too. Probably the same kind of thing. Not like you're stuck with it though. And it's a disappointment, and a betrayal or something. If it's not it a little bit, but usually it's little piece by piece for theories or something like that. But that's why you see me present as it's you can tell it's wishful thinking and a thing and putting forward and talking shit, acting like it's true and trolling. Because I think it's a certain way, good way. I think they do. I think they have it. Because I think it's jammed up. It's not just the Kennedys. It's just that you can't have politics. They don't just mess with the president. They mess with the whole fucking thing. Society up and down. And so they got this deep state thing. I'm kind of thinking, push back. But it's all everything's deep state. When you have all the investment houses, all the British investment, everything back in 70s, like it's not just investment, it's like all that is all the spycraft, and it might as well be anyway. It's like I get to a point where, oh man, they got shit going on now. Right now, I would, if I was really doing it, I'd have to part of a think tank. Anything you have to be like doing economic analysis, the same shit you do when you're gonna, do real estate or anything like that, to see what the fucks might be going on. Now it's like, notice how fucking tricky, dirty people are, and how this shit goes on, right? And how people really do make money, or if it's money they live rent free or here or there, whatever the fuck. So it'd all be like playing out like Wall Street investment. Like that might even be the thing you to really look at the history of everything, like especially in the 70s, how the investments are working out, like British investment coming in. Like I have the theory that they knew that the oil embargo was going to come. The British did, like, because that's the Shah of Iran. He started it, and so it'd be some British trick, and along with some of the Americans, probably be positioned. And I always wanted to look at Roadway, because they did well after the oil embargo. And so watch it be like they're secretly positioned. And with hindsight, it might really show too, like a forensic analysis of it. And it's like, oh yeah, that really was. Oh, look at that positioning, right? As though oil was going to get expensive. That'd be funny. That's just a hunch, kind of like a intuition. But yeah, so I think you have Hillary. God, it makes sense this way. It doesn't make sense the other way, what happened with Hillary. It makes sense this way. Damn, man. And so you have, our Hare Krishna movement kind of, God went undercover, man. That's some of the weird stuff. And that's why I get certain frustrations and stuff. Damn, and that's why it kind of disintegrates. There's a certain thing, or it gets boring. A CIA dead bedroom, as I would say. That's what it is. Damn, man. So all the Hawaii stuff, and that's just gone. Like no one communicates with it, and it's nothing. It's back and forth. I guess you can go to Hawaii and associate, or at least on the internet. God, now I know. And I try to think. And I think back, check this one out. Nori Muster. She's not MI6, right? Is that right? Maybe. Yeah, it's just kind of a weird guess. She wrote the book, Portrayal of the Spirit. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. Damn, man. That means, so I come to the Boston Temple at the beginning in 1988. Like there. I moved to Boston. I'm going there every day. December of 88. Or something like that. And we had Raghunath Swami. And he was in the Marines. He'd been in the Marines, God, like 10 years or some shit. So it's the Marine guy, right? Or maybe more than that. He was like in for 12 years or more. He's like fucking, and he's a super guy. He's all strong. And he had issues, like all kinds of worries and stuff. And now I know that, like, he's getting played. Like, he's like fitting his part of Mr. Oh, Jesus, who knows what, right? Because I used to study this stuff afterward. So he's like, you're almost, and the other guy, like more my age, was a Marine. Bhakta so-and-so. And, damn, he had a sinus problem. Now I have a fucking sinus problem. Like, that was an injury I got later, but, you talk about that. He probably had good coverage for the Marines. But he had come close to getting blown up in Beirut, and his friends got blown up. So he's like kind of fucked up from it, actually. Because everyone got their blown up just a few years before. It's like the issue. And he was really cool. He was really fucking cool. And Raghunath Swami was cool. So I get together with my wife because she goes there every day, and then we get together, and it's like my wife that I have in there. And like we fall in love. We just like kind of move in to her house, her basement studio in the south end. Just stay there. Like it's like just one room with a futon takes up half the thing or something. The kitchen in the south end. Like, God, I'm thinking, okay, you're not supposed to have sex or anything like that. It's kind of weird and kind of embarrassing. But then immediately, Raghunath Swami like left, and like he had had an affair. They said, I guess that's not really bad to say, because now that's fake. He's fake, man. That was not going on, man. I know that now. As far as like saying something, that was not going on. Because it's like, how is that? Like, oh man, the girl's in the closet for a few weeks, and she has to pee in a coffee can. It's like just with the time with us. No, maybe later. They say, but he just goes, and so like we're going around, no one says anything. Are you like? And we're just together, me and my wife, and we know to get like we did we're breaking celibacy or something. Like it was just weird, some weird exception. It was fucking weird, man. But I didn't go hang around with Ranjana Swami. I used to wonder about him, but like now I know the fucking thing is all the stuff. And he goes through Ukraine. He runs Ukraine. He's like the big guy. He's got all Russian Ukraine, or I don't know how much Russian. We got all of it, or half, all of it, just about. Or big, because he was going there way early. Really cool stuff. And so everyone had gone over before, like in the 70s, when Prabhupada was there. Somehow they liked him. I think they know he's clean from MI6. That's the thing. So there's a certain kind of thing where they can get in with the Soviets and hope these Indians are clean, right? There's no MI6, or they wish there wasn't. Or you could like whisper in their ear, like, look, shit, and like they will listen, which they fucking will, okay? So that's why you get them in, and that's why you have guys poking around after, and you have devotees. The last guy that died in the gulag, in the mental health gulag, was a Hare Krishna devotee. Like, when was that? Like 1988 or something like that. Way late, the Gorbachev. Or 89, before they ended it. And maybe the fucker had to fall first. I think the Soviet Union fell before they got rid of before they were going to be done with him. But he died. Like, they wouldn't let him out. They said once Margaret Thatcher brought it up to Gorbachev, why don't you let out the Hare Krishna devotees? Like, because he's nice for everything else. And Gorbachev said, no, they're human shit. Like, he was like, it shocked her or something. He said, like, no, that's human shit, the Hare Krishna devotees. They're going to stay in the mental gulag. Now they're trying to put me in the mental fucking thing. You see how it is. That's why I'm telling them to go fuck themselves. Maria Devi Christos. They're afraid of that shit, too. That's the thing the motherfuckers are afraid of here, because they got their thing. It's like they got, and it's not, like, you can't just say their shit, because they got intact, maybe not intact families, but they get intact, like, gang fucking family, mafia, fucking, there's a social contract, and this shit just burns, man. If it's just free, it's like, whatever you're gonna do. But there's something about it, like the head stuff. But, at least, but Gorbachev's like, it's because it's like really, they're lying. Margaret Thatcher wants them in there, or her guys, because it's MI6, like, wants them in the can. They're afraid of them. They don't want them in there. Gorbachev doesn't want them in there. They're all probably in with it. That MI6 shit. Like, Putin's MI6, they think. Or, like, maybe it's not all the way, but a lot of it to do their gangster shit. But, yeah, so that was that. So the devotees were always in there. And so Naranja Swami, man, see how I am. Naranja Swami's gonna take me out in his van. He's gonna take me out in a van. Man, we're gonna drive around. And I was like, later I'm thinking, isn't that weird? But no, they got the. Oh shit! That's why even someone. Man, I'm Mr. Saint. Like, you could feed me something, a little diss about someone, and I just act like a little fucking. Like, I don't, I passed every motherfucking test. Like, and I don't even know. I think it's just God is watching or something. Like I did. And that's why they're fucking so nice. I guess fucking smiling at me later. Fucking. Damn, man. But, yeah, and like as soon as this thing falls, it's like they're all in there, just everywhere. But I used to have this one guy, this Hare Krishna devotee. Not the last guy who died, but one of his friends. He got put in jail too, I think. But I think he used to go out, they said, and it was illegal to do any preaching, anything like that. So he'd get a bunch of flowers, and he'd offer them to the deities. And then he'd go out, like some roses or flowers, and he'd start handing flowers to people and love bombing them and saying his girlfriend just said yes, they're going to get married, or she loves him. And he's like all weird, ecstatic, and he'd be handing out flowers like that, like he's a goofball. And that is so fucking great. That's why they couldn't deal with it. They could not fucking deal with that shit. But yeah, the last guy to die in the gulag, mental health gulag, he died. He did something to him, fucked him up, made him die. There's pictures of him and stuff. Yeah. God, man, so that's what that is. We're living in a CIA dead bedroom. It's like a dead shopping mall, kind of. Or like Sears. Sears, like, look at it, man. Because I was a kid, it used to be, everyone got their Christmas presents from there. Because you didn't have toy stores, right? Regular, the big ones. Like, so you get certain ones. Like ones that were advertised, like the G.I. Joe doodad or whatever, in Big Jim, the Big Jim camper, or the latest Evel Knievel stuff. And all that stuff as it came around would be in the Sears catalog. I think all that stuff. And then they say they have to branch out to insurance. Remember? Okay, so it looks like a kind of a mess up. Except, and then they just, but that gets, like, so they can have all the computers run it and do all statistics. And so, so what I think is Sears is just, it's like a, what's that beer that, Bud Light. It's like a Bud Light. And so this Model, they're really the same investors, and this is a CIA thing. That's what I think about Sears. I think it's like, because I don't think that's MI6. I bet you anything. See if I got that right. Like, or something. They worked Sears. Just kind of guessing. MI6, and they got maybe it would be like bad like that. But it's like a pump and dump or whatever. They deplete it because the same investors will always know. Kind of deplete it, and then you could spin everything off, like, without exposing it, because the Sears had all the hardware, they had all the tire store too, didn't they? They had everything, like, you have Costco stuff, and you had, like, you had clothing stuff, you had everything. So, yeah. So when they tell me, like, that's why I'm a reporter. That's why I talk about it, whatever. They told me to talk about it, like, in Homestead. I was supposed to, and it was, like, clear. As I was being, like, God, man, that's what it fucking was. It was like being trained and shit. Some weird stuff, man. Because it didn't fit. Yeah, so I think they do all the Vietnam, and then they can hit back against the officer corps. Okay, so you have, I'll do some of the Phoenix program. So you have it. It's really bad, but that goes with all the fragging too. Like it's not just that one thing. It's all the bad, all the dirty, and all the stuff, all the fragging, and a pushback against the officers corps, and also hardening that up and doing this whole thing and having the gangster thing and Hell's Angels fucking shit and whatever like that, and all the crazy everyone's like emotionally disturbed, like in running that, because in Homestead, that's how it was. Like my friend, he had gotten back from Vietnam. They would dump him off in the jungle, and him and his friends, all black guys. I think it was all black guys, but maybe not. Like it sounded like it. They'd be doing really bad stuff, and they couldn't light a fire. They'd eat raw frogs, you know. They wouldn't. No one would survive. They just anyone they saw would die, and like that, and bad stuff. And it makes they didn't want to take shit from anyone, because it's like if you do that, then it's really bad. Come over here and kiss someone's ass. And someone's kind of an asshole. And so he got back from Vietnam. After all, he had done the real shit in Germany and shit too. He knew some German and had been stationed in Germany for a while. And I could tell. He reminds me, you know exactly who he's like? It's Prince Johnson. He's that same fucking shit. Same kind of exact type of movement and swagger. That whole kind of thing. Like that. Like, he was fucking good too. And he's short. He's short, but he could use it. And he could like do flips and fucking stuff, man. He's like muscle, and he had these techniques. Man, everyone, they don't admit it. They're like, what? Everyone's got their like on their upper like arm, the fat part of your arms, they get little pokes, scars, and then maybe for your other part of your arm, like out in front, the punishment slash a little bit. You talk about that. It's like poke, and they go up. Their hands go up. This couple of slash and punishment, like down to the bone or something on the thing, something like that. And he's short, so he says you just get the long thing, and just poke. Yeah, but no. Maybe we go like that. Everyone just fucking gives, just like whatever. I'm not gonna deal with it. And everyone's disciplined. I said something shit. But it's just for little shit. Damn, man, they fucking everything. They had all the cool guys. We had I'm supposed to tell you, like the B-Man from the B-Man of Alcatraz. You know, you have the Birdman of Alcatraz. This guy's the father of all bees. All bees in the federal prison system come from his hive. And he'd like say it. He wanted it to be known someday. Like he was in federal prison, and he was he was older than me. People think he's my dad. He had blonde hair and blue eyes. And he's old. He's alcoholic too, and he's like half deaf or like 4/5 deaf or something like that, or very deaf. Maybe he just talk. He could talk really well though. I mean, not like talk like he's deaf. Like he could be singing and stuff. And he was a white guy, but he was like Indian. He had been raised on a reservation. And he was exactly like that, like an Indian guy. He had the same kind of cool like thing, and a certain kind of depression in a certain exact style. And he had an alcohol problem. Or like that. Like if he didn't drink, he'd get the DTs. So he's put all the bees in the federal prison. That's from his hives. And yeah, people think he's my dad. And so what's the other thing? Yeah, we had that guy. We had some cool guys. Yeah. Yeah, but like my other dude, and that's another thing. The guy got me started. So I started talking about gold prospecting. That's where I realized, man, they probably did like have all this shit out west. Like every kind of doodad and it'd be secret and all kinds of stuff. And they could run it that way. You could like have your social thing. I guess money laundering too. All that. But like the guy, yeah, my guy from he came back from Vietnam, so he was running around with a street guy, a little bit older guy, a tough dude that ran the whole ghetto or something. Just was really, and so they were down on maybe it was Martin Luther King Boulevard. I don't know if the big one down there in between Homestead and Florida City, whatever day. He was down there at some bar or something like. And the bar bouncer didn't want to let him in, and he pushed my friend. A lot of you was rude, and so my friend's friend, the older guy, took my friend and just shoved him aside, threw him down, shoved him aside, and then just shot the bar bouncer dead, killed him dead, and went to prison for the rest of his life. And that's how my friend got to be like the gang leader or whatever like that. And that's Colby's shit too. That's the shit. I don't think that's not just ghetto. That's because there's a fucking thing. Shit, man. There's a certain thing. It's like, fuck. That's funny. So I would like that. Oh, God, now when you look at it, it's like fucking Big W's got 3 fucking radar fucking microwave towers behind it, not just 2, not just 1 or 2. It's got to have 3. It's all over the place, man. God. So it's that. I wonder if I got down. Now how'd I end up there? Because my dad took me all the way out in the Everglades, right? And I'm gonna live in the Everglades, like if I had to move out of this house, so I don't have a plan. I don't have I can't be social because they fucked me up in school. I couldn't even talk to people. I'd be fucked up. So I was gonna go live out in the woods, and so I was way out there with my bike. Then I ended up coming back, on that road from the Everglades comes back to Florida City and Homestead. And I'm wondering if my dad, that was a setup. Because that's the shit in my 6 crap. But he had taken me on a vacation to, down there right after my dog died. He killed the dog, right? And that's right in time to go on the vacation down to Florida. And we do the Everglades and all that. It's really nice. It was in December. And we, stayed in Key Largo. There's a place, a campground there. So we stayed in Key Largo and the Everglades. And so when I came up with the idea, it was a couple years later or whenever, was it? Or was it? No, yeah, a couple years later. That's where I gotta be. I think he fed it to me. It's slowly, because I've caught him doing stuff like that before. I think it's slowly, bit by bit, and a thing. And it's I used to get embarrassed. How am I so crazy? And I felt bad for my dad. He's got his kooky ideas. We're 2 nerds, but really he's fucking running some shit. So I'm wondering, if I was being directed. I think I might have been. But then maybe it was it wasn't supposed to be just like that. Maybe then to get me to Miami or something. So I don't know if that might have just been fortune that I end up in the Homestead thing. So it is kind of weird. Yeah. But once I come up through, once you come out of those Everglades, or you're in the Everglades, man, they used to see me. I used to take my bike and go all the way through there. A quarter mile. What is that? A quarter mile? bramble and pull my bike through. I could do some stuff. That's funny. Then we see, I think yeah. I don't know, that Vietnam thing had come out. It wasn't later, was it? That stupid, that on PBS. Like so. Something like